The city woke to shock. Barcelona had activated a Euros 25 million release clause and taken Joan Garcia from Espanyol, a gesture that landed like a punch in the chest of a rival fan base and lit up every street corner conversation across Catalonia. What on paper is a tidy line in a ledger, a clause paid, a contract signed, feels raw when the player you celebrated as a saviour wakes up in your rival's colours, and that gap between finance and feeling is where this story lives. Old Barcelona confirmed the move and the fee, and the clauses that allow sudden twists like this are now part of the narrative many supporters say they hate. Joan Garcia didn't arrive in a vacuum. He had earned his status at Espanyol the hard way, compiling a season of heroic saves and playing a central role in keeping the club out of relegation trouble, the kind of performances that turn a player into an emblem for supporters who remember the nights he kept them breathing. That history makes the switch sting. For many fans, a goalkeeper is more than a position. He's a presence at the heart of survival campaigns, a figure who stood between despair and another season. Reports and match data from last season underline that Garcia's performances were exceptional, and those metrics help explain why Barcelona's payment of the release clause was both practical and inflammatory. Reaction has been immediate and raw. Espanyol officials voiced surprise at how the deal unfolded and how quickly the clause was enacted, while supporters reacted on social feeds with bitter disbelief, some calls for boycott and others simply grieving the loss of a homegrown hero. When a club loses a player this way, the conversation always fractals into finances, loyalty and identity. Can a community forgive a move that looks like a heist, even if it's legal and the player's agency is undeniable? The financial boost from such clauses can also change a smaller club's off-season plans, and Espanyol's sporting director publicly acknowledged both the shock and the practical reality that the money would reshape their window. Into that charged atmosphere stepped Javi Pardo, the Espanyol captain, whose answers have been blunt and personal. Speaking on the record, he made it clear he wouldn't follow Garcia's path to Barcelona. "I'm 100% sure," he said, a line that reads as loyalty, defiance, and an attempt to stabilise a dressing room that had watched a teammate walk across the city. Pardo also said he hadn't spoken to Garcia about the decision and that players make choices based on family and career, but his refusal to countenance wearing the rival colours is a human counterpoint to the transactional reality that just played out. Those words from the captain add a human scene to the story. It isn't only about money, it's about identity, and captains who draw lines often become the next headline. For Barcelona, the move represents both reinforcement and a statement. A club with eyes on silverware, acquiring a young goalkeeper who has proven himself in La Liga, adding depth and perhaps signalling a long-term plan. For Espanyol, the transfer will be measured in both the immediate pain of losing a fan favourite and the slow arithmetic of reinvestment. A release clause cash injection can fund recruitment, but it can't instantly replace the emotional bond between player and supporters. Across the city, the rivalry now has a new chapter, one written in Euros and opinion, and one that will be read through the results on the pitch and the locker room dynamics of it. This is not the end of the story. In the weeks and matches to come, we will watch how Barcelona integrates Garcia, whether the pressure of expectation at a global club changes him, and whether Espanyol's response, both in the transfer market and in the stand, heals or hardens the wound. Will Pardo's vow have if big offers arrive? Will fans forgive or fume? The answers will come in saves, in losses, in the silence of changing rooms and the roar of stadiums. But for now, a clause was activated, a hero changed shirts, and a city that loves football is left arguing about where ambition ends and betrayal begins.